Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm Shelly. It's been a while since I've done a live lesson. I'm happy to be back. I was really busy last week with work and classes and my school, so I apologize. I wasn't able to post anything on YouTube, but I posted a couple of things this week, and I'm back for a live lesson today. And I should probably be doing live lessons on Saturday and Sunday as well. So I'm back, and I'm going to wait a little bit for people to join. I put a message on my site yesterday saying I was going to do a live lesson. So I'll wait for more people to join. Some people have already joined. If you are here and you want to say hello, leave a message in the comment saying good morning or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. It's Thursday morning here. I usually don't do lessons on Thursday morning. I usually do it Thursday evening, but today is a national holiday in Japan. So I thought I would do a lesson this morning. I hopefully a lot of people are awake and wanting to study before they get their day started. Today we will be doing a fun lesson. We're going to be studying some grammar. Let me just organize my computer here. We'll be doing a grammar lesson based on to and enough. Right, that's today's topic, to and enough. It's not that difficult. I think the grammar is quite easy. So we'll go over the grammar. We'll go over a few exercises using to and enough. But then we'll make this sentence a little bit more difficult. We'll make it a little bit longer. We'll try to get you speaking in a longer sentence, not just using to and enough, but also giving reasons for something. So today you will be practicing to speak maybe longer sentences. So this will be really useful for your English studies, for your communication ability. All right, so I'm going to wait just a couple more seconds, but while we're at it, while we're waiting here, I will put the lesson on the screen. If this is your first time joining me during a live lesson, I always put a lesson onto the screen. That way we can follow along together. I go over all of the grammar, the exercises, the speaking activities. If this is your first time watching on the replay, if you're watching on the replay, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining the lesson today. During this lesson, I will put, like I said, I'll put the lesson on the screen. If you're interested in getting the lesson, just let me know. I can always send you a PDF. You just have to DM me. You can find my email address on the channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to the About part, you should be able to find my email address there. You can send me a direct message, a DM, and I can get the lesson to you. So don't worry if you want the lesson, just ask and I can send it to you. All right, we've got a few people joining here. XYZ, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Long time no talk. I hope you're having a good morning today. It's not a bad day. There's some blue sky. I'm looking out the window. Sorry. It's not a bad day. There's some blue skies out there. I think it rained last night here in Tokyo, but it's really nice now. It's still quite warm. I'm still in a t-shirt, and it is the end of November. YFS, good morning. How are you? How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. And Fusa, good morning to you as well. How are you today? How is your Thursday? I think it's Thursday wherever you are. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. So, like I said, today's lesson is to and enough. So, as we wait for a few more people, I'm going to put the lesson onto the screen, and you can get a chance to look at what we are going to study today. So if you can see at the very top, like I said, our topic is to and enough. To and enough. I want to start something a little bit easier today. I've got this first section here. It says, speak like a native. Speak like a native. So this is a section in the lessons I make for my school. I always like to introduce a couple of slang words or a couple of fun words that we use in English. So I've got two here. Number one, the word is humongous. Humongous. It's a quite difficult word to say, but you can just repeat after me. Humongous. And the second word is pig out. Pig out. Now, humongous, my sentence, it says, American supermarkets are humongous. American supermarkets are humongous. By reading that sentence, by listening to me speak the sentence, what do you think humongous means? What is the meaning of humongous? American supermarkets are humongous. Maybe some of you have been to America. Maybe you've been to an American supermarket. I want you to imagine that. Maybe you haven't been to America and you haven't been to an American supermarket, but maybe you can have an image of what they would be like. Maybe you've seen them on TV or movies. So what do you think humongous means? It's a really fun sounding word, humongous. What does humongous mean? American supermarkets are humongous. If you know what it means, leave your answer in the comment section. If you're watching on the replay and you know what it means, just yell it out. Yell and speak to your computer. Of course, if you're in a public place, then whisper it to the computer. And I'll give everybody a few seconds. I know people like to type their answers, but I'll give a few seconds before I answer. I used to live in America. I used to live in Los Angeles. And of course, I've been to many, many American supermarkets. And this sentence is correct. American supermarkets are humongous. American supermarkets are humongous, especially compared to the supermarkets here in Japan. American supermarkets are humongous. Canadian supermarkets are humongous. So if you don't know what humongous means, I'm going to let you know what it means. Humongous, it means very, very big. Very, very big. So if you are looking for another vocabulary word that means very big, then you can say humongous. All right, humongous means very big. And the second word here is pig out, pig out, pig out. After I left the hospital, I pigged out. After I left the hospital, I pigged out. So we know this is a verb. Humongous was an adjective. Pig out is a verb. So if you have to spend some time in the hospital, so after you leave the hospital, most people pig out. What do you think this means, pig out? I'll give people a few more seconds to answer. Don't be shy. If you're watching, try to comment. The more you comment, the more active you are in the lesson, the better your English becomes. So if this is your first time watching, try to participate as well. And I'm not going to spend too much time on the vocabulary here because I do want to get into two and enough. We've got XYZ has an answer. Eating so much. Eating so much. Yes, pig out means to eat a lot. To eat a lot. So if you're pigging out, that means you're just eating so much. So imagine how a pig eats. When pigs eat, you know, they're eating so much. So if you pig out, that means you are eating a lot. All right, good job, XYZ. Okay, let's move on to our grammar. Let's move on to our grammar today. we are going to be looking at to and enough. All right, I want to get the grammar all onto one screen. If it's too small to read, let me know. I can zoom in for you. If it's okay, then you don't have to leave a comment. You can give a thumbs up if you want. The first word we're going to go over is the word to. To. And I'll make it a little bit, we'll just focus in on to only here. Now, to, if we're, and I'll use a little arrow here, we're looking right here. To, we use to mean that we have something or something is more than enough. So there is the perfect limit of something. To means I've gone over the limit. Now, a lot of people use to when they're speaking English, but they use it correctly. Sorry, they use it incorrectly, because a lot of people will use to in a positive meaning. For example, I could say, oh, he is too nice. This food is too delicious. Those sentences are incorrect. Now, if you look at the red, I want you to remember this part right here. We only use to give a negative meaning. So something is not good. I don't want to use it in a positive meaning. We only use it in a negative meaning. So for example, if you look at the example sentences, so we'll look right here. Okay. Actually, before we look at the example sentence, let's look at how we make the sentence. Whenever you want to use to, you're going to be using to plus an adjective or to plus an adverb. Right? So too hot, too cold, too big, too small, too tall. All of these adjectives. So now if we look at the example sentence, it says it is 40 degrees Celsius today. 40 degrees Celsius. Now in Fahrenheit, that's over 100. That's over 100 degrees. That's hot. If you are outside and it's 40 degrees Celsius, I would say it's too hot. This is not a good meaning. All right, let's look at another example. Let's look at this example. It says that, I am 12 years old. I need to be 16 years old to drive a car. So in Canada and in America, 16 is the driving age limit. But this person is only 12 years old. They can't drive. Why? I'm too young. I'm too young. So this means it's a negative meaning. I want to drive, but I can't because I am too young. Okay. So far, so good. Is everybody following so far? The grammar is not so difficult. So just remember, to plus an adjective, and it has a negative meaning. Now, and remember, if you have any questions while I'm speaking, if I'm going too fast, if I'm speaking too fast, just leave a comment and tell me to slow down. All right, YFS, good to go. Nice. All right, let's look at the next part. Enough. Enough, enough, enough. Enough has kind of two meanings. One meaning is it is sufficient. That means that the level of something is perfect. It's perfect, right? Another meaning is that it's insufficient. That means I need this level, but I'm only here. Okay, so I need this level, but I'm only here. So there is a gap between the perfect level and what I have. Supergirl, good morning. How are you? How's everything doing? I hope you're having a great morning. Is it morning where you are? If so, that's great. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I love your handle name. That's awesome, Supergirl. All right, if you can speak a little slower, that would be perfect. No problem. Thank you for letting me know. I will speak slower. Thank you, Supergirl. Okay, so let's go over enough one more time. Enough means that it's the perfect level. It's a perfect level. So if I said, let's give a good example here. Let's imagine that a shirt, this shirt is going to be $10. The price of the shirt is $10. I have $10. It is the perfect limit. So I can buy that shirt. I have enough money. But if I only have $5, that means my level is lower than the limit. I need $10. I only have $5. So if you look at the very bottom, it says the bag costs $40. I have $40. I have enough money. Second one is the movie ticket is $10. I have $5. It's not enough. So I don't have enough money. So in English, most times we are going to be saying not enough. Not enough. Now, in these examples, I've got enough and I've got a noun. But we also want to use an adjective. Okay, so in this situation, to use it as an adjective, we are going to be using this pattern, not, adjective, and enough. So an adjective is any word like big, small, tall, busy, beautiful, interesting. These are all adjectives. All right, so we're going to be using not, adjective, enough. For example, let's look at the example at the top. I'm 12 years old. I need to be 16 years old. So we're looking right here. I'm 12 years old. I need to be 16 years old to drive a car. So I made the sentence, I'm too young. I'm too young. I cannot drive. I'm too young. If we wanted to make a sentence using enough, then you could say, I am not old enough. I am not old enough. So here I've got that same pattern as I was saying, not, adjective plus enough. I'm not old enough. Okay, does that make sense for everyone? So not enough means the level is not sufficient. It's not that perfect level. And if it's over that limit, we say too. It's too much. All right, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. But I think the easiest way to understand this is to do an exercise. So in this next part, I want everybody to focus on the screen. We've got some situations. So if we look at the first situation here, you must make a sentence using to or enough. That is your choice. That is your choice. Now, for example, let's say here, he is 90 centimeters tall. He is 90 centimeters tall. So this is probably a young boy, 90 centimeters tall. To ride the roller coaster, people must be 100 centimeters tall. So if you go to any amusement park, there's always the height limit. So for the roller coaster, maybe this roller coaster, people must be 100 centimeters tall. He is 90 centimeters tall. Right? So we must use this information to make a sentence. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. My answer for this situation, my answer would be he is too short. He is too short. Or I could say he isn't tall enough. He is too short or he isn't tall enough. All right, so the first one I wanted to do for you, that's the example. I want you to look at the information, read the information, and make a sentence. You can use to or you can use enough. Now, let's try it together. I want you to put your answers in the comment section. Anybody who's watching on the replay, if you're watching during the replay of this, also, you can leave your answers in the comment section or you can speak it out loud. And if you have any questions, always ask me. Okay, so number one says, I want to buy an airplane. I want to buy an airplane, but I can't. Why? Why can't I buy an airplane? I want you to use this information and make a sentence using to or enough. And leave your answer in the comment section. I'll wait a few seconds for everyone to leave their comments. I know people are typing, possibly on a smartphone, a tablet, so it takes time to type. So I will give you that time. If you finish, put it in the comment section. I will wait a few seconds and then I will give you my answer. All right, so XYZ has an answer here. It says, an airplane is too expensive to buy. Perfect. Great answer, XYZ. You actually expanded the answer, which was great. We will study this a little bit later as well. YFS says, I don't have enough money to buy an airplane. Perfect. You also expanded it. Very good. Supergirl, an airplane is too expensive. An airplane is too expensive. Perfect. Yes. Airplane is too expensive. I wish I could buy one. But yes, it's too expensive. Perfect. Great answers, everybody. Next, let's look at number 2. Now, remember, every time I sort of move the lesson up, you will be able to see the next question or the next couple of questions. So if you are a quick typer, you can have your answers ready. Number 2 says, they don't like living in Alaska. They don't like living in Alaska. Why? Why don't they like living in Alaska? Why do you think? I've never been to Alaska. I don't know, but I can imagine why they don't like living in Alaska. So once you have your answer, leave it in the comment section. And for here, all you have to do is just make a sentence using to plus an adjective, or you can make a sentence not adjective enough. Right? So you can just make a very simple sentence. All right, XYZ says Alaska is too cold to live. Very good. And YFS says Alaska is too nature to live. To nature. So we always have to, as I put in this a second ago, if you're going to use to, we have to have an adjective. We have to have an adjective. So to plus an adjective. Unfortunately, nature is not an adjective. Nature is not an adjective. If you want to use a noun like nature, then we have to change it, and I'll put it on the screen here. Well, give me a sec. I'm going to make a new banner here for you. Okay, there we go. If I want to use a noun like nature, then I have to use too many or too much, and then a countable or uncountable noun. So too many or much plus a countable or uncountable noun. Does that make sense, YFS? All right, while we wait for YFS to answer, Supergirl has an answer. I don't have enough money to live in Alaska. I heard living Alaska is too expensive. Perfect. Really good answer, Supergirl. I heard living in Alaska. I heard living in Alaska is too expensive. Yeah, I think Alaska. I think a lot of those northern cities in America and in Canada are very expensive to live. But I also think their salary is quite high also. So it might be okay. You might get a really big salary, but great answer, Supergirl. YFS. Okay. So if you want to talk about nature, Alaska is too green. Alaska is too snowy. Alaska is too wild to live. Maybe these are all adjectives you could use for nature. Okay, let's look at number 3. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, I gained 5 kilograms. I gained 5 kilograms. I can't fit into my pants. So 5 kilograms, it's about 2.5, or sorry, it's about 10 pounds. It's about 10 pounds. So that's a lot of weight you've gained. Probably it is during the Christmas, New Year's holiday. We love to eat. So you gained 5 kilograms. You can't fit into your pants. Why? Why? And YFS, good. Let's see, you put an answer here. Alaska is too wild for me. Very good. Yeah. My image of Alaska, I don't know. I've never been to Alaska, so I'm not trying to throw shade on Alaska. But my image is that it's too cold. There are too many bears. It's too wild. But I would love to visit Alaska. Good answer, YFS. All right, so number 3, what is your answer? I gained 5 kilograms. I can't fit into my pants. You can make a sentence using to and an adjective, or not adjective enough. Okay, it's your choice, to and an adjective, or not adjective and enough. Again, I think I can't fit into my pants. If this word is a little bit confusing, I can't fit into my pants. This means that I tried to put my pants on, but I cannot. I cannot. Wife is me too. I want to visit there for sure. Yeah, I think Alaska would be great. I think it would be great. As well as like in Canada, the Yukon or the Northwest Territories. That would be great. XYZ, I am too fat for my pants now. I'm too fat for my pants now. Perfect, perfect, perfect answer. Okay, very, very direct answer. There are many answers we can say. If you don't want to, talk about yourself, we could change the subject. We could say, my pants are too small. Now, if I wanted to be even more specific, if I wanted to give more details, then I can make it even more detailed. I could say, the waist on my pants is too small. Now, I want you to notice here that my verb is changing. One second, let's make an arrow here so everybody can follow. If you notice here, my pants are too small, but over here, the waist is singular, so I'm using is. Make sure your subject and verb are always matching. Supergirl says, the pants are too small for me to fit in. Good. YFS says, the size of pants is not big enough for me. And here, I would just say the pants are not big enough for me. Okay, does that make sense? The pants are not big enough for me. Let me put that onto the screen for you, YFS, so you understand. Let's get rid of that arrow. The pants are not big enough. And you can say for me. And here, for me is not really necessary, but if you want to put it, you can. So the pants are not big enough for me. Perfect, YFS. Perfect. Well done. Well done. Okay. Number 4. Number 4 says, I always wear sunglasses in the summer. I always wear sunglasses in the summer. Why? Why do I always wear sunglasses in the summer? Good morning, Kaz. How are you today? I hope you're having a great morning. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you are here. Good morning. YFS, the sun is too bright in the summer. Perfect. The sun is too bright in the summer. I always wear sunglasses in the summer. Why? The sun is too bright. The sun is too bright. All right, we can make a very simple answer. The sun is too bright. Next, The sun is too strong for my eyes. The sun is too strong for my eyes. This is also really good. Good adjective you have chosen. Well done. Very good. All right, so we had one answer was the sun is too bright. The other one is the sun is too strong. Excellent. Both are perfect answers. Perfect grammar as well. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. These are kind of the warm-up exercises. We will get to a more difficult one a little bit later. We're going to make longer answers. Some of you are already making long answers. That's great, but we're going to focus on that later as well. So if making the longer answer is a little bit difficult, don't worry. We will practice that right after this exercise. Anyone watching on the replay as well, we will be making longer answers. And also, if you're watching on the replay, and if you are not a subscriber, make sure you're subscribing. I do a lot of free live lessons, and I post a lot of English lessons, so I know I can help your English. We do have Supergirl with an answer. My eyes are not strong enough. My eyes are not strong enough. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Good. You matched the subject and the verb. Perfect. My eyes are not strong enough. Okay, good. Let's do number 5 next. I can't carry the box. I can't carry the 200 kilogram box. That's about a 400-pound box. So that's like almost like a sumo wrestler or a American football player, like a offensive lineman that's very, very, very big. I can't carry the 200 kilogram box. Why? Why can't you carry it? Okay, again, you can use to an adjective. You can use not an adjective and enough as well. And we have our first answer here. Supergirl says the box is too heavy. The box is too heavy. Perfect. Perfect. The box is too heavy. Yes, it's too heavy. And XYZ also, the box is too heavy. Perfect. All right, excellent. Let's keep moving. If you answer and I've already moved on, don't worry. I will look at your answer. I'll share it on the screen as well. So don't worry if I've moved to another question. Always answer. Always put your comments in the comment section. YFS says I'm not strong enough. Perfect. Here we changed. Excuse me. We changed the subject to I. So I'm not strong enough. Perfect. What about number 6? The shirt costs $40. I have $30, so I can't buy it. The shirt costs $40. I have $30, so I can't buy it. Why? And I only want, you could use a noun if you want, but let's try using adjectives. Not adjective and enough, or to an adjective. Okay, so XYZ, I don't have enough money. YFS, I don't have enough money. Supergirl, I don't have enough money. Perfect, perfect, perfect. These are all perfect sentences. And in fact, this is the best answer. This is the best answer. But let's challenge yourself now. Let's make another answer using only an adjective. All right, what is your answer if we only use an adjective? The shirt costs $40. I have 30, so I can't buy it. Why? So this one, I want you to be using an adjective. To plus adjective, not adjective enough. Okay, so I'll put my answer here while we're waiting. If you have your answer, you can put it in the comment section. I'm going to put the answer for myself on the screen. Excuse me. All right, so I probably, if I'm going to use an adjective, I would say the shirt is too expensive. The shirt is too expensive. All right. XYZ. Wow, you've got a great answer. The shirt is not affordable enough for me. The shirt is not affordable enough for me. That is a great adjective. That is a really advanced adjective. It's not affordable for me. So it's not, I'm sorry, not affordable enough. That means it's a little different than too expensive. Affordable means that I can buy it. It's possible to buy it. I have the money, maybe. Maybe if I go to the bank, I can get the extra $10. But it's not good for my budget, for my lifestyle. It's maybe above my limit. Okay, so we can say that for affordable. So, for instance, maybe some of you can buy a car. Maybe you can buy just a regular car. That's affordable. But maybe a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, that's not affordable. Maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible to buy, but it doesn't fit your budget. It doesn't fit maybe your lifestyle at this point. Great answer, XYZ. Great answer. All right, let's move on. Let's do a couple more, and then we're going to get into the longer answers. So we're going to do number 7 and 8 for this warm-up exercise. Then we'll move on to the next grammar and longer answers. So number 7 says, I can't read your handwriting. I can't read your handwriting. Why? I can't read your handwriting. Why? And make sure you are using to plus an adjective or not adjective enough. All right, so I can't read your handwriting. Why? And I'll wait just a few more seconds for people to put their answers in the comment section. And I'll also put mine as well. YFS has an answer. Your handwriting is too messy. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I know this is a really good vocabulary word, messy, and we've talked about it in another live lesson I've done. So I hope you remember that from that lesson, YFS, but great sentence. I'm going to put it on the screen as well. Your handwriting is too messy. Perfect. And XYZ, great job, because you're going to give me the opposite. Your handwriting is not neat enough for me. I know it's a typo, for me to read. Yeah, it's perfect. No, it's this sounds mean. It's okay. It's okay if it's not. If you can't read it, you can't read it. Maybe they should know. Supergirl, your handwriting is too messy. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to look at the next grammar and then the more difficult exercise. Number 8 says, I cannot concentrate on studying in the cafe. I can't concentrate on studying in the cafe. Why? I want you to imagine you are in a cafe, you're studying for a test, maybe for school, maybe for work, but you cannot concentrate. You cannot focus. Why? What could the reason be? XYZ has an answer here. The cafe is too noisy. Yeah, that was my answer also. The cafe is too noisy. I've tried studying in cafes, and for me, it's really tough. They're just too noisy. Okay, perfect. YFS says, the smell of cafe is too good for me to study. Okay. What I was, this is really good. I would change the order of your sentence, YFS. I would just change the order here. I would say the cafe smells too good for me to study. The cafe smells too good for me to study. Okay, so we're going to change the subject. The subject is the cafe, not the smell. The cafe smells too good for me to study. Perfect. Really good answer. I like it. YFS has an answer as well. I don't have enough focus to study in the cafe. Perfect. Really good answer. I don't have enough focus to study in the cafe. Excellent. Very good. Focus here is a noun. So we're using a noun in this situation. Excellent job, Supergirl. Okay. Now, most of you who are leaving comments in the comment section, you're already doing this. So this won't be that big of a challenge for you. Some of you who are watching on the replay, some of you who are not commenting, maybe this will help you. In the next grammar, we're going to be looking at, and also remember, there's more questions. So if you want a copy of this lesson, just let me know. The next part of the lesson is going to be to and enough. So we've already been using this, plus a result. Plus a result. All right, so what does that mean? I'm going to be making sentences like this. There's many different forms. I could say to plus adjective plus verb. I could use to plus adjective plus for and a noun. I could use to plus adjective for someone plus to plus a verb. Okay, so we can make a quite long sentence here. So we're just adding more information. You know, if we look at the bottom, we've got not, right? So not adjective enough, to plus verb, not adjective enough, for plus noun, and then not adjective enough plus for someone, to plus verb. All right, so that's a lot of grammar. It looks quite confusing, but let's just look at the sentences. First example sentence says, the airplane is too expensive to buy. I think some of you already answered that, right? So I've added more extra information to buy. It's too cold for a swim. I'm adding information to this adjective. It's too cold. Maybe it's not too cold to go for a walk, but it's too cold outside for a swim. So for plus a noun. Next, I don't have enough money to buy the shirt. I don't have enough money to buy the shirt. And then he is not tall enough for the roller coaster. He's not tall enough for the roller coaster. So remember, he was only 90 centimeters tall. You must be 100. So he is not tall enough. Extra information for the roller coaster. So we're expanding our sentences. Now, again, some of you are already doing this, so this is great. So let's continue to do that. So same thing. I'm going to give you a situation. You're going to read the situation and you're going to make a sentence, plus give me extra information. He is 90 centimeters tall. For the roller coaster, people must be 100 centimeters tall. So, like I said, he is not tall enough to ride the roller coaster. All right, so that's my example sentence. He is not tall enough. Extra information to ride the roller coaster. Okay, number 1. The bed touches 3 of the walls in the bedroom. So I don't have a dresser in my room. Okay, so I want you to imagine that. So this bed, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you don't have to squint your eyes to see it. The bed in this room, it is touching 3 of the walls. So there's no dresser in that room. I want you to use this information, make a sentence using to or enough, plus give me some extra information. It can be to plus a verb. It can be using for and a noun. It can be for me, for you, for him, to plus verb. And of course, we can use enough as well. Okay, so what is your answer for situation number 1? Situation number 1, let's see. XYZ says, I don't have enough space to put a dresser in my room. I don't have enough space to put a dresser in my room. Perfect. Perfect answer. Supergirl says, my room is too small to put a dresser in. And then you corrected in my room. Perfect. You could also just say in it. In it. My room is too small to put a dresser in it. Perfect. Perfect. Now, these exercises are going to challenge you because you have to think of the correct verb to use. YFS says, my room is not big enough to put a dresser in it. In it. Don't forget to put in it, YFS. My room is not big enough to put a dresser in it. All right, so my room is not big enough to. Okay, my room is not big enough to put a dresser in it. Perfect. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2. I can't read, or sorry, this is a mistake. Mistake, oh no. I'm going to put, instead of that, I can't get. I can't get. I can't get the jar of pickles on the top shelf. I want you to imagine you're at a supermarket and the jar of pickles is top shelf. Right? It's way, 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 way up there. Please make a sentence. YFS, good job. So I can't get the jar of pickles on the top shelf. Let's see who has an answer here for me. Let's go through the comment section. Okay, YFS, the writing is too small for me to read. Okay, let me make this bigger for you. Is that big enough? Good sentence, XYZ. XYZ, that was a really good sentence. Is that big enough, XYZ? If it is, let me know. YFS says, I am not tall enough to reach to the top shelf. Perfect. Perfect. I will change one thing, YFS. You don't need to say to. So reach to the top shelf. Reach to the top shelf. You don't need to say that. You can just say reach the top shelf. So I'm not tall enough to reach the top shelf. I'm not tall enough to reach the top shelf. Okay, so you don't need to say reach to. Just reach and then location. XYZ. Oh, you changed. That's right. Sorry. Now I get it. I changed the verb. My verb before was read. So your answer was the writing is too small for me to read. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect sentence for that verb. Yeah, so I changed the verb to get. So you have a different answer also, XYZ. The shelf is too tall for me to get it. Here, not it, get the pickles. Get the pickles. If you say get it, it means the shelf. All right, so let's put it on the screen so you can understand that. And I'm gonna put your answer on here. The shelf is too tall for me to get it. Now, in this sentence, what happens is this means the shelf. So this it means the shelf. So we need to introduce the pickles. We must put the pickles into the sentence. So in this situation, we should change this to pickles. Pickles. The shelf is too tall for me to get the pickles. All right, and Supergirl, your answer, I'm too short to get the pickles. Perfect, perfect, really good, excellent answer. All right, let's move to the next one. Move these up so you can read a little bit easier. Number 3 says, I'll have a dinner party for 10 friends. My dining table seats 5 people. I'll have a dinner party for 10. My dining room seats 5. What is your answer for this? And again, try to add extra information. To plus a verb. You could be using for and a noun. And then you could be adding for someone to plus a verb as well. Or, of course, enough is possible as well. Enough plus a verb, enough plus a noun, enough plus a person, then a verb. XYZ's answer, my dinner table is too small for us to dine together. Perfect. Perfect. My dinner table is too small for us to dine together. Yes, excellent sentence. That means some people will sit at the dining table. Other people will probably sit in the living room. You cannot all dine together. Excellent sentence, XYZ. YFS, my dinner table is not big enough to eat together. Perfect. Perfect. Well done. Both perfect answers. All right. Let's do a few more. I want to do at least maybe 3 more of these so we can get better practice. Number 4, it says, I cannot read the doctor's prescription. I cannot read the doctor's prescription. What sentence would you make for this situation? And if you don't understand any of the vocabulary, for example, prescription, you can always ask me in the comment section. I don't have big enough table for us to eat together. Perfect. I'm only going to add one word here for you, Supergirl. I don't have a big enough table for us to eat together. Make sure you put the word a table. So a big enough table, a big enough table. All right, so just put the a in that sentence. So a is going to be before big, a big enough table. XYZ for number 4, the writing is too small for me to read. The writing is too small for me to read. Perfect, perfect. This was, you finally could use this answer. The writing is too small for me to read. Excellent. Supergirl, the writing is too difficult to read. Yes, yes, perfect. So if anybody is wondering, a doctor's prescription, if you visit the doctor, if you are sick, the doctor will give you a piece of paper that has the medicine that you must buy. So you take this piece of paper, you take it to a drugstore, you give it to the pharmacist, and they will give you the medicine. So this piece of paper is called the prescription. What he or she, the doctor, what she has written is the prescription. They're prescribing you that medicine. And most doctors, when they write a prescription, it's really difficult to read. Okay, perfect. Good answers from everyone. Let's look at number 5. The suitcase is filled with so many things. The suitcase is filled with so many things. What is your answer for this? YFS has an answer for the previous one. The writing is too messy to understand. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget T-O-O. I know that's just a spelling mistake. But yeah, I think a lot of doctors, their handwriting is too messy. So number 5, the suitcase is filled with so many things. Please make a sentence using to and an adjective, not adjective enough. And then plus, try to give me some extra information. Use a verb, use a noun, use someone to make a longer and more detailed answer. So YFS has an answer. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. Perfect. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. Excellent. I'm going to put a sentence here. My sentence is a little bit different. Let's go up a little bit here. I'm going to use the same adjective that YFS used. The suitcase is too heavy, but I'm going to change my information. It's too heavy to check in. The suitcase is too heavy to check in. All right, I'll explain what that means, but let's look at XYZ's answer. I have too many things. Don't forget the S on your word thing. I have too many things in the suitcase, so I can't find my cell phone charger. Perfect. Great sentence. Great sentence. If we go to my answer, the suitcase is too heavy to check in. Here, check in, we're talking about the airport. When you go to an airport, when you're going to take a flight, you want to check your luggage. You want to check in your luggage. That means the luggage will be put into a special area in the airplane, but they have a weight limit. There is a weight restriction. Mine is too heavy to check in. So I have to either pay extra money or remove some things from my suitcase. Supergirl. Oh, that's what I was trying to write. In the airport, I always have the issue. I'm sorry, Supergirl. I put the answer first. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I always have Supergirl. I always have that issue as well. Yeah, my suitcases are always too heavy, especially when I come back home. I buy too many things. I buy too many souvenirs. No need to say sorry. Thank you. You're very sweet. Okay, let's look. We're gonna do two more, 6 and 7, and then 8, 9, 10 will be homework. 8, 9, 10 will be homework. So number 6 says, excuse me, I need winter tires for my car, but I'm broke. I need winter tires for my car, but I'm broke. It is November. December is just around the corner. It is winter here in Japan. And yeah, I need winter tires. Snow is coming. At least I hope. I hope snow is coming. I love snow. But I'm broke. I'm broke. Who can make a sentence? Okay, again, to or enough, plus give me some extra information. To and a verb. You can use a noun. You can use someone as well. XYZ says, I don't have enough money to buy winter tires. I don't have enough money to buy winter tires. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Excellent answer. YFS says the winter tires are too expensive for me to buy. Excellent. Excellent. The winter tires are too expensive for me to buy. Perfect. All right. Let's look at number 7. I like number 7. Let's look at this situation. Let's read it. I'm going to make this a little smaller so it all fits onto the screen. Number 7 says, I'm running a couple of minutes late, and I'm driving 30 kilometers an hour in a 60 kilometer per hour zone. Supergirl, for the previous question, I don't have enough money to buy the winter tires for me to afford. Instead of for me to afford, I'm going to change that. We need to say that I can afford. That I can afford. So I'm going to put that onto the screen. It's a good sentence, Supergirl. So let's put that onto the screen for everybody to see. And I'll make the correction there. So I don't have enough money to buy the winter tires I can afford. I don't have enough money to buy the winter tires I can afford. Okay, good. Good sentence, Supergirl. Very, very good. So I'm running a couple of minutes late. Number 7, I'm running a couple of minutes late, and I'm driving 30 kilometers per hour in a 60 kilometer per hour zone. All right, so I'm running a couple of minutes late. That means that I'm late. I'm like 2 minutes late. YFS answer is the traffic is too slow to make it on time. Yeah, so you corrected yourself. The traffic is too slow to make it on time. Perfect. Good. The traffic is too slow for me to be on time. Perfect. Perfect. Don't forget not here, Supergirl. I drive fast enough to be on time. So in this one, I would actually, so that was actually my answer too, Supergirl. I think we're on the same wavelength. I'm not driving fast enough to be on time. I'm not driving fast enough to be on time. So we have to use the not in that situation. So here, I don't drive fast enough to be on time. This is also almost correct, but we must use ing. We must use ing because this action is happening now. So I'm not driving fast enough to be on time. So we must use present continuous here. Okay, great. Yeah, 30 kilometers per hour to 60. That's driving too slow. I'm driving too slow to be on time. All right. So, like I said, we're going to end with number 7. That, we've been doing this for a little bit over an hour. So I think this is a great start to the day for people. If it is the morning for you, if it's not, I hope it's a great afternoon or a great evening for you. Number 8, 9, and 10. All right. This is going to be your homework. I'm going to leave it on the screen like this for a little bit so people can either take a screenshot or they can write things down. Supergirl, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Supergirl. So number 8, 9, 10, this is homework. What I'd like you to do if you're watching live or if you're watching during the replay, please answer these 3 situations. Make a sentence using to or enough, plus give me some extra information. You can use to plus a verb. We can use for and a noun, or we can use for someone to plus a verb. There are 3 options that you can use. If you want to look at some of the examples, just watch the previous answers from this lesson. So number 8, she is speaking a mile a minute. Number 9, the news said Saturn would be visible today, but it isn't. And number 10, the highway is bumper to bumper. These are probably the 3 most difficult ones. So challenge yourself. Try these, do them for homework, leave them in the comment section. If you have any questions about the vocabulary, if you don't understand the situation, ask me in the comment section. I'll tell you the answer. I'll give you the vocabulary answer, and then you can do your homework. Okay, so she's speaking a mile a minute. The news said Saturn would be visible today, but it isn't. And the highway is bumper to bumper. I think number 8 and number 10, we're using some idioms. A mile a minute, bumper to bumper. Okay, so before we end today's lesson, does anybody who's watching live right now, do you have any questions? You could ask either a question about to or enough or any other English topic as well. XYZ, thank you for your lesson all the time. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining me, XYZ. Thank you for joining me. And anybody who's joining me during the replay, make sure you're subscribing or you are subscribed to my channel. My next live will be on Saturday. I'll be doing it Saturday, I think at the same time, 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. Supergirl, Thank you as well. Thank you for joining. Great answers today, Supergirl. Really well done. It was good to meet you and have you in the lesson today. All right. Thank you very much, Supergirl. Wonderful lesson. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. If there are no questions, then we'll end the lesson there. Remember, if you want a copy of this lesson, just send me a message. You can find my email on my channel. You send me a DM and I can send that to you. I've already sent lessons to many people. So just let me know. Don't be shy. I can send it to you. And of course, keep practicing your English. YFS, I learned a lot. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that, YFS. I hope everybody has a great day today. If it's the end of your day, I hope you have a good night. All right, guys, until the next lesson, which will be on Saturday morning. See ya.